Sephiroth. Like this, he has been playing so much Smash Brothers.
Yeah. It was also interesting to see. Let me make sure I have this right. WebbJP took it 2-1 over Lust, who beat EO, who beat WebbJP. So a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors going on as well in this bracket of who can beat who. In the end, it ended up being WebbJP who took it out. But again, it still remains to be seen. Seed 1 up against seed number 4, who was never supposed to make it this far. But can he do it? Can he overcome the demon, the Sheik player who is hot tonight?
I mean, if history is to say anything, I don't think so. I don't think Beast has beaten Webb since he changed mains to Sheik. And really started hitting his stride with the character, rather. But there's a first time for everything. Beast is a player known to throw everything in the kitchen sink at a player whenever he feels hot. And certainly with his wins over Sola and Haven, he's looked like he's playing on fire.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
My God,
it's been a little bit of a hold forward simulator, but you know what? It is working tonight.
Oh, the falling up air was so nice there from Beast, sticking on this Charizard for a good while and constantly threatening those big back airs. The Naren how did that forward smash miss? But the fly out of hit stun, taking the reins right out from Webb and taking control of this game just like that.
That's how the matchup goes. I mean, we've seen the Sheik syndrome, as they call it, what used to be known as Marthritis. It strikes again. The bouncing fish at 160, still not enough either, but finally closing it out. Also, I'd like to add here, I checked in the background, and sure enough, WebbJP has beaten Beast the last 7 times they've played. However, it gets interesting here, because these two have not played since April of 2023. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I know Beast has been taking a lot more time just staying in region and grinding at closer locals instead of coming out to fusions a whole lot. So, like, it's been a couple of hyperbolic time chambers for these two, and we'll get to see the fruits of their labor right here, right now, because this game is really, really close. After a strong start from Webb, Beast has really had the center stage control here in this game. Finally, though, Webb is in a position of power. The ledge. All 3 of these Pokemon can really, really struggle getting off of the ledge here. You're forced to find reversals like that, and luckily for Beast, he does find one, and the switch doesn't get... It gets red, but it doesn't get properly punished.
Yeah, that holding center stage, definitely a huge factor in this matchup for Beast, just because of those shenanigans that he is capable of employing on Sheik. If you can keep that neutral pressure, that neutral advantage on WebbJP, and just press those big, powerful buttons in the corner until they work, it could be very hard for WebbJP to start taking stocks.
The little walk forward in order to get the tipper down tilt, and then the raw up air as the confirm as well, mixing up the DI from Beast. I mean, you were at an extreme percentage, but every little optimization just going into Webb's favor, and now he finally gets a chance to snowball a little bit after the fly incident kind of put him off schedule.
Yeah, the fly incident. 88% on this Sheik. A Charizard aerial in the corner could absolutely do it, but doesn't have that stage control we were talking about. WebbJP has been able to keep the pressure on back to the center stage, so it's going to be really hard to get those early kills for Charizard. The up smash going to barely whiff as well, but the second time around, it works out, and WebbJP with the 2-stock.
That's it. I mean, that's how you draw it up, honestly. When you're Sheik applying pressure to a shield, well-spaced down tilt, well-spaced down tilt. What is he going to do? Up smash doesn't hit. Up tilt, or excuse me, up air, up B doesn't hit. All of these tools that Charizard usually is so good at getting out of shield with just are negated by Webb's perfect spacing. So then all that Webb does after some really solid pokes and well-positioned pressure is just anticipate the jump out of shield. And that's exactly what he did with that jump back B reverse needles, confirmed into the up smash. Let's go on to game number 2 here, Lentini, as Webb continues his hot streak by taking another game 1.
Yeah, he has been on a tear all night. I'm excited to see if he's able to keep that momentum going on this game number 2, or if the Squirtle can cool him down with that water gun, with that up B, almost SDing there, and giving WebbJP a free advantage state, going to cover the switch beautifully there, but back and forth at this ledge, neither of them can get the momentum. They're trading ledge traps right now.
Based off of what I had just seen, Beast has nefarious thoughts in his head. He's looking for drag down nairs off stage with Ivysaur. He's looking for cheesy up B stocks to put WebbJP in weird tech scenarios close to the stage. He is trying to make sure that he starts off with a lead in this game number 2 and holds it for the remainder of said game.
Peak down air there for Beast, but the down air response from Webb. Anything you can do, I can do better with my much smaller, much weaker hitbox, but Webb makes it work. But going back to what you were saying, I feel like those kinds of shenanigans, that's just the mark of a true PT player. There are never good thoughts going on in a PT player's head.
I mean, fair enough, right? In order to take advantage, in order to keep up with some of the evolutions that has come with so many characters, sometimes you gotta play a little bit risky, and that chase down with the Vine Whip was so well placed from Beast, calling out the drift from Webb. You're stuck on ledge here yet again, just an Achilles heel position for this character, and Webb being so good at ledge trapping has made every little bit of work so hard for Beast in order to put damage on it, just find ways into this game. For 25%, he had to make 2 reads. Like, you're in a rough spot here. You just have to, for 8 minutes, be the better player.
Yeah, you really do. When you lose to a Sheik player, you just gotta hold that. Like, you just got outgamed. That's all there is to it. And right now, Webb is the gamer of the month, continuing to put on this pressure, put this man in a magazine or something. 76% though, gonna be pretty scary against Max Rage Charizard. Never mind, make that minimum rage Squirtle. Let's see if he can get something done on this stock before Webb walks away with it.
Hey man, Leaf is only 10 years old. Let her have fun. Getting to the platform was so good after that up air in order to find the follow-up bear. I love platform extensions and utility like that, because it's not always about just utilizing it for movement, though that's a big part of Webb's game plan. He uses it as a means to land, to get runoff extensions where no other aerial would. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Are we watching the same game?
Oh my goodness.
I want to see the world of Smash Ultimate through Webb's eyes. Just for a moment.
I'll have whatever he's having, because he may be drinking the Kool-Aid, but he is also eating that pudding you're talking about right now. 123, Beast desperately trying with those F-tilts, just trying to swat away this mosquito that will not stop draining his lifeblood bit by bit. 132, and somehow Beast is the one who loses the stock in the end. Great stuff to Webb. We can see why potentially we might be about to get the 8th set in a row where WebbJP takes it over Beast.
And brick by painful brick, a lot of Beast's momentum that he was riding in with in a 6-0 series of games, or series of sets, excuse me, is being torn down by the needles and the confirms and the overall tempo that Webb is playing at. And man, it's hard to see it slowly break down like this, especially because I really did think Beast was playing well going into this set. a Webb on a warpath is not something that anybody wants to deal with.
I mean, against the way Webb is playing, it makes anybody look like they're playing poorly, right? You could be the best player in the world, but if you're losing, you look like a fool. And right now, finally, we're starting to see some momentum from Beast on this Squirtle. But, you know, that's also kind of the way Squirtle works. You get that early percent, and then that's where Beast gets stuck and can't get anything else started, while WebbJP continues with the Sheik to nickel and dime your percents up to, if it's 200, it's 200. He still somehow finds that stock eventually before you find yours.
I almost wanted him to stick with the Squirtle for a little bit longer. Yes, it's a little bit dangerous when it comes to the weight that Squirtle is sporting being so exploitable, but Squirtle was doing such a good job at repositioning Webb against his will, just utilizing Water Gun to force Webb into offstage scenarios, forcing him to recover, getting him out from underneath that platform. Now that you're stuck on this big body, it just makes you real easy to confirm into that Diamond Cutter up smash, and just like that, Webb is back with this lead.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. There are certain matchups where there is a clear, even if it's not a character matchup, it may just be a player matchup. There are certain Pokemon that just work better for you. And there's nothing wrong with moving away from the default set of, you know, early Squirtle, mid Ivysaur, late Charizard.
Yeah, it's always been in Beast's nature to pull the trigger on the swap a little early, not only because it's a frame 1 invulnerability option, but also his best character typically is the Charizard. He just has a mastery over the dragon. But when it comes to Sheik's ability to swarm and smother, playing the big body with good but not crazy good reversal options may not be the best thing to do. Though we are sitting in advantage of the weight scenario, 157, and still surviving that back air despite Smashville's relative small size.
Yeah, completely agree with that. However, this Charizard, and I've seen Beast pull out some serious shenanigans. I wouldn't count it out just yet.
What did that bouncing fish hit? Like, it had to have hit like the tip of his tail, and then Charizard exploded.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Mewtwo syndrome maybe coming out there.
Yike. Charizard's tail is weird because like half of it or most animations exist in the Z-axis, so like sometimes it just can't be hit. Same thing with Charizard's neck as well. Like things get weird with his hurt box.
Oh
but...
yeah, I've seen some weird F smash clips with that neck.
We are back on the Zard, down a whole stock and just getting slowly whittled away. That back air whiffed, unfortunately for Beast, and the roll straight through from Webb was so well reacted to, and it's not going to let him get back. You put all your eggs into the Flare Blitz basket, and you're reaping what you sow here from Beast. A 3-0 in the favor of Webb, and we're going straight into set number 2.
And you can see the defeat on Beast's face after that game, looking truly lost against the pressure of WebbJP. Maybe thinking about a character switch. I saw someone in chat talking about a Falco. I mean, at this point, I completely understand, but at the same time, there were signs of life all through that with the Pokemon trainer. It could still happen. I'm a believer.
I think he needs a switch. I think something like a Falco, something like a Fox, something where you can keep up with the raw, not overall speed, because the movement speed isn't as much as an issue as it is the damage speed that gets racked up really quickly. Webb is constantly able to put up 40, 50, 60% so quickly, and that can get really difficult to continuously fight against. But a character like Fox vomits damage. A character like Falco vomits damage. Maybe
I have heard people say Falco is just better Sheik.
I don't know about that one. that one I need to check the water that they're drinking. But I will say that Beast's Falco has definitely improved dramatically over time, to the point where I think it can reasonably contend with many of the Tri-State PR. But we are sticking with
Chat
the
doesn't
Pokemon
agree with
trainer.
me, saying it's worse, Sheik. I don't know about that one. I feel like Falco's got some sauce.
Alright, you're gonna have to hold that L on your own time, and we're gonna have to get back into the game here as Webb just finishes off that first stock with another solid combo. Just going from a grounded poke into a finisher is so potent for Sheik. For any character, but Sheik does it so well because any other move, in theory, is literally any other move. She can chain together combos so effortlessly, but a raw up air from Beast on a solid jump read gets him back into an even parity.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping this pretty close. I mean, as what I was talking about, Beast had signs of life all the way through that first set. You could absolutely see him take this first game here, and maybe that's the momentum switch you need. It'll be an uphill battle all the way through, but things like that, that's I think the first time in this set that Beast has been up against Webb in stocks. Let's see what he can do with it.
Off the platform, trying to drag down into the up tilt, still covers himself well with that jab though. Beast playing solid on the reversal department, finally getting some good chippy hits in. That is really unfortunate with the up smash there, but still a solid lead going here for Beast. Now he can play back a little bit and focus on reversals. What coverage there from Webb.
Webb has been so good at covering the switches. I mean, that's absolutely a staple of fast characters. A lot of them have those kinds of frame traps. But Webb is so good at the positioning, but it doesn't matter if you get Vine Whipped, and a JV2 coming out from Beast to open up the second set. My man was sandbagging a little bit.
You had to believe that Webb was mashing Bouncing Fish there as well to get out of the from near the blast zone immediately. But hey, credits to Beast here. While he can certainly be a player that is ruled by his momentum and his mindset, he is certainly one that is never willing to hard and flat give up a set. So taking a game here is a huge break in the ice.
All right, going into, for the first time, Webb's counter pick against Beast. And this time around, it's going to be the small battlefield. We've seen a lot of Hollow Bastion come out from Webb, but I mean, we don't know what the bans are. But at the same time, that center platform against Charizard against Ivysaur is pretty terrifying. So I wouldn't be surprised if Webb just of his own volition decided not to go there this time.
You know, I could very well see, after what Webb has done on this stage, people just banning Smashville and Hollow Bastion against him and willing to take the small battlefield war of attrition rather than let Webb just dominate the tempo of the game by having instant and consistent access to a platform.
Yeah, very true.
Man.
And there's always something to be said for not letting your opponent go to their comfort pick stages. Even if you think a stage is better or worse, if someone is less comfortable on it, it's just the same as, not knowing a matchup. And if you feel good about it, let them ride.
Oh, okay. That was a strange interaction, but it looked like Flare Blitz hit the 2-frame there when Webb vanished over 2 ledge. Strange occurrence, but hey, Beast will take the 32% that he put on as extra credit as Webb finds yet another stock. Beast slowly starting to put together what he can do with each Pokemon, sticking with the Squirtle early and using the Ivysaur as reliable and consistent air-to-air pressure rather than trying to rely on the Charizard to take early stocks on a rather light character. Just that little change in mentality can go such a long way when it comes to Webb, who's just trying to run up and steal.
Okay, we're good. That guy, every time I see someone accidentally go off stage against Webb, I'm like, well, welcome to the ledge trap blender. There's just nothing you can do at this point. And we can see it happening this time. Webb is so strong with those grenades, with the needles in the corner, able to rinse and repeat these edge guards. Now we got the drag downs as well. Corner carry not going to get the needles. but just pixels away from closing out yet another stock there, keeping Beast on his toes.
And he never has to worry about his like immense pressure, even if it's fake, from being dissuaded by anything more than an air dodge or a nair. Beast will never switch off of Charizard back to Squirtle. It's just not gonna happen. So once you see Beast on the Zard, it's like, all right, I'm just gonna start pressing buttons. What good spacing there from Beast in order to jump back and throw out that forward smash. Unfortunately, not gonna close out the stock here. Thus, Webb holds on to his very slim lead. Ivysaur again hunting for jumps, but Webb adapting slightly.
Who run-up grabs out of the corner?
I mean, when you see
That was
Beast,
crazy from Webb.
when you see a slow airspeed character like Ivysaur really committing to these jump reads, just hard on full hop up airs and of the like, then hey, Sheik's ground speed, no matter where you are on the stage, is something to be reckoned with. Oh, not like this. I thought we were going to see a drag down raindrop, but instead, it's Webb just taking the damage and taking the little wins as they come.
Webb is so good at extending off of those platforms. Regardless of whether you get those drag downs or not, it is painful either way, and the corner carry sending Beast off stage over and over with that, and threatening the confirms into the needles. However, Beast finally getting that second kill, but after taking the first stock in this game and looking so solid in the previous game, it's a surprise to see how quickly we've gotten back to this point.
You can only punish a habit so many times on TV before like your opponent adapts to it, particularly one players as good as these two that we see in front of us. So,
wow.
I mean, that was a little bit weird for sure, but the grenade, utilizing the grenade and then re-grabbing the ledge kind of puts Beast in a dangerous scenario where he's already committed to an aggressive feint, but has nowhere to return to. Like, such cheeky play there from Webb on top of an already strong foundation is what makes him so dangerous when he's in any real scenario.
It's so easy to forget how powerful that grenade is, because usually it's so telegraphed that, oh, I just, shield it every time, and then it never works on the 2-frame. But then you get caught out once, you forget to shield it, or you think that you can space away from it, whatever the case, you end up in a scenario like that once in a blue moon where it hits. And now Beast is probably going to be a little more worried about that, maybe respecting it a little harder in the corner, which gives Webb just a little bit of mental advantage.
I know it's 45 and it's not like the craziest damage that she can do, but okay, well that was pretty nice, but he's definitely going to make it back here with the switch over to Ivysaur. But man, if you're risking stocks like that being taken with Sheik down air, then
speaking of taking stocks,
every single opening that he had there was so minute. The reverse down air to get the spike hitbox, hitting Ivysaur out of tether multiple times, reading the switch to Ivysaur in the first place. Just so perfectly placed, and Webb
catch on the switch.
Beast
is reeling in his chair in real time right now as the damage continues to rack up. I don't know what Webb figured out halfway through that last game, but he has turned this looks like a solved game right now. It seems like there's nothing Beast can do to get out of the corner. Oh yeah, you thought you got out? Nope, rinse and repeat, drag downs on the platform, and you are right back where you started, and the up smash brings it down to a final stock.
If I may tangent a little bit, a lot of the game when it comes to Brawl and onward has become less about what you hit and more about where you hit it and where you are when you're finding said hits. Webb is taking that to its logical extreme. Just, no matter where I find this hit, as long as I'm hitting it when you're being forced off stage, I'm winning. And I will continue to win this battle over and over and over again until you figure out some way to stop me. And that type of positional awareness, positional
Oh my
success
goodness.
has allowed him to dominate game after
Bro,
game, stock after stock, until a 3 stock is all
look at
but
Beast.
guaranteed.
Look at Beast. This man is broken right
I
now.
would be too. Like,
He shattered his soul. Webb, you need to calm down a little bit. It's not that deep. Okay, going to Hollow Bastion. Is he gonna stick it out with the Charizard, or excuse me, the Pokemon Trainer? I mean, it feels like it's just the Charizard, but
in layman's
ooh,
terms, he got bodied and he needed a
yeah.
change up. So I don't know about the sticking on the Pokemon trainer. You did win a game with said Pokemon trainer, so that is certainly something you can rest your hat on. But I feel like after that game where you just got 3 stocked sub 100%, you need to change up more than just the stage. But hey, that's just me. Here we are, game number 4, potentially the last game of Fusion number 186. Be starting off pretty well here with some good damage, but a water gun the wrong way. Actually, it was just a bait. He got the grab instead.
Yeah, get baited, scrub. Don't look at the score count. But one thing that I think is worth noting here, like, yes, we can argue that maybe it's time to try Falco, but I have a lot of respect for players who choose to stick it out with their main, try to learn, try to make things work. And maybe that's what Beast is doing right now. He might be playing the long game. Maybe long term he thinks, no, Pokemon Trainer is the character to play in this matchup. Webb's just better than me, and I'm going to learn. And if that's the case, then, you know, I got nothing but respect for Beast. And you know what? Up a stock right now. I don't know if the
Yeah.
vibes are quite where he wants them to be, but it's a start.
Playing back here would only serve to benefit Webb. Beast needs to ride on what he's been doing successfully here, which honestly has been just putting the shoe on the other foot. Like, hey Webb, you really like ledge trapping me and standing really close to said ledge so I can punish all your reversal options and such. Well, let me blow you up for that. Squirtle is an insanely good character at punishing some of the shield pressure that Webb has been going with, those like grounded down tilt pokes.
Oh my goodness.
Because he has waterfall out of shield. So then you're forcing Webb to jump. You're forcing Webb to get on top of you and change up his offense.
What is
Squirtle.
going on right now?
This
This
is
Squirtle.
this is so spontaneously different, but the Squirtle offers so much. You've got to switch to survive here. And if you're Webb, like, hey, getting off this Squirtle, thank you very much.
Yeah, this is just the Squirtle domation right now. Okay, gonna get the Charizard. I think the Insta Switch, yep, makes sense. Let's see, can we get a repeat of that magic? Can Beast bring it to a game 5 right here, right now, after such an uphill battle? So much doubt from, at least from us, and I think from the chat. Everybody was saying, go Falco, after those last 2 games. And look where we are. Beast poised to do it with the Squirtle right now.
It's a different dynamic, and it's one that I had assumed that Beast wouldn't really choose to rely on all that much. But instead, this game number 4 has been almost exclusively Squirtle. And that type of commitment to a character and this specific matchup that he wants to play has been a real breath of fresh air for him.
That up smash was terrifying.
Man, why did that jab miss? That sucks.
That up air also missing. Squirtle is a very small boy. Gonna be just a little bit harder for that tiny up air hitbox to connect. Webb has to be so precise. And now you're stuck in the corner. One more big hit's going to do it. Beast hunting, Beast gathering that damage right now. All it takes is one up smash, one F smash, and look how much pressure Beast is putting on right now.
Yeah, this is a huge swing here, Lentini, and something that I'm super glad that Beast is just hard committing to. It's like, all right, this Squirtle, it's ride or die time. It may be tough, and the temptation to switch was certainly there. That's where instantly to the Charizard for the survivability, but it does give Webb a little bit of time to gather momentum just by finding hits. But at the same time, the percentage is so high on Webb already that his margin for error is 0.
And as soon as he was off of it, finally, Webb finds the momentum, but we're back on the Squirtle.
As he should be. The Squirrel has found so much success here, Lentini. Why wouldn't you play into what is making Webb struggle just that little bit? But it does offer an out to Webb. You've got your solid offstage game as Sheik. The 4th throw knots isn't going to do it, but the percent is getting really high here.
No, the switch! Why did you switch? No!
You better
not
go.
Like this!
He's never going back to Squirtle. The Charizard's online. He's not going to do it.
Not like this. Oh my goodness. Okay. We got there. Thank you, Beast, for not throwing that.
The consistent game plan of the Squirtle, he traded it out. And it's a risky trade, I agree with you. But he traded it out for the instant kill potential from Charizard. Forward tilt, forward air, back air, up throw. Like, just infinite buttons that close out stocks. And hey, it worked. But you gotta be careful with that. Beast needs to be much more regimented with his switches. He cannot use them on reaction as an air dodge or to change the scenario. He has to be very specific with his game plan because a strict game plan works against Sheik. But
these
can Webb
two,
adapt?
Despite their storied history, have not had a Game 5 in a year.
Yeah, no, Webb's been farming him.
This is the first time in a year. I don't even want to talk about the last time that Beast won. It's been a while. I'll just say that.
Go to small battlefield for our game 5 of the reset. After Webb looks so dominant, he's being pushed to the brink by Beast, who has figured out something incredible with this Squirtle specifically to change the paradigm of this set. How long can it hold on? How long can it matter as the damage is starting to rack up with this Squirtle? But Beast is staying disciplined, not switching just yet, knowing the combos with Squirtle and the positioning that the quickness of this turtle offers him is what has changed the set for him.
You know that there's an itch in his brain right now saying, oh, I'm at high percent, I should just go Charizard.
Oh, for sure. And the Ivysaur comes out. How long will it stay, though? It's hard to say. The damage on Ivysaur can certainly be very big, and the combos into Vine Whip proved their potential in game number 1. As we see, that is what Beast is hunting for. Can I stuff out this Webb jumping around? The answer is, for a little bit, yes. Another Vine Whip out of the to keep Webb in the corner, but no stock here, and Webb resets the center stage. Lentini, we are seeing Webb just barely escape these dangerous options, and the air dodge read from Beast sets him up for the win by taking that first stock, and now you can play a lot more passive going into the remainder of this set.
The rare and elusive Ivysaur kill, celebrating with a little bit of Charizard magic here. Let's see if you can do anything with it. Nope. Well, we're back to Squirtle. At least we know where our damage lies.
Yeah, that's a rough one for sure, but hey, the Squirrel's been proving dividends, but this combo was nice, but just a little bit too far on that follow-up nair, not able to get the down tilt, and the damage instantly is answered from Beast. This Squirtle just has the tools that he really has needed and not shown off until the very 11th hour.
This is starting to get scary. WebbJP must be wondering, what happened? I just 3-0'd this guy. This was supposed to be easy. He hasn't beaten me since 2022, and all of a sudden I'm on the back foot.
It's 2024. What happened? Oh, that trade in center stage was so much, but instead the F-tilt tech scenario from Beast, a super low recovery into a high angle from Beast there, or from Webb there as the
smash. It's 2019. He just switch raw up smashed and it worked.
It's big. And you know what? That matters so much for the corner Webb. He is going deep to try and edge guard that Ivysaur, able to make it back just in the nick of time and find the reversal. The speed on Ivysaur was just not enough to get away from that ledge jump needles. The confirmed up smash was there, and Lentini, last stock, last game, the very last moments of fusion number 186.
Could it be
And
any other way?
it had to have been. It's beautiful.
Webb with the early advantage here, though. Let's see what those downloads did throughout these 2 sets. Who's been holding out? Who's got those mix-ups? Who wants it more this deep into the bracket? It's 11:30 p.m. right now. I think both of these two just want to go to bed, if they're being honest, but they've got one more stock to play out.
Shout out to the damage that Joel took from the grenade, from the burst grenade side B. He did not need to take it, and yet he was in that position. No jump. Had to shift over to the Charizard. The read on the tech was beautiful, but the weight from Charizard keeps Beast alive.
The
So far
partial
behind.
charge, it wasn't even enough. And now Beast gets another shot, but you're on Charizard. We know how that's gone tonight. Up air, not even close. But he's sticking it out with the Charizard right now. I don't know how I feel about that. Spot dodges the F smash. Still alive, but Webb is playing around the world with this Charizard right now. He can't get a hit in.
I thought we were going to see something like a Flare Blitz come out, but instead it is Beast in advantage, throwing out these backers. A well-timed neutral getup gets Webb away from the threat and on his getup and on his ledge hang. Ooh, he mispunished
Nair
the up
puts him
smash
on
out of shield.
stage.
He baited it out with a fastball aerial, but he missed it. Multiple missed punishes on both sides as Webb goes for it, but is able to cover himself with the back air.
The spaghetti. Webb can't find the opening. The up smash almost killed. I thought that was gonna be it. Max rage on the Charizard, but the bouncing fish. No, he won't die.
I thought it was going to be up smash. Instead, it was bouncing fish. 192. Charizard with so much damage. The back air, and it
What?
does it. That's the one that does it.
What?
A back air on the air dodge in, and it. Come on.
After all that.